attempt number 4, maybe, at trying to do this. Hopefully this one sticks. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Happy Sleepy Friday, honestly. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Cam, and thanks for stopping past my little corner of the internet. This is the Vlogcast, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a podcast about vlogging, where I like to share different tips, tricks, insights about vlogging to help you guys with your vlogging journey, as well as share my own experiences with vlogging and everything that I've gone through in that department as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscription button. Stay tuned for future videos, and let's jump into today's topic. So this is a fun one. Today's topic is definitely a fun one. I've been blowing this up all over my TikTok, and it's just super fun, especially for my camera nerds out there. But basically, the main question of today: is the iPhone 17 Pro Max a Pocket 3 killer? This is it just makes me it just makes me laugh when I talk about it, because there's such strong contrasting opinions. I am on the side of, I kind of feel like it is a bit of a Pocket 3 killer. Now, I have good reason as to why, and I've definitely put both cameras through their paces. I've owned the Pocket 3 pretty much since it came out, and have done tons of different vlogs and made tons of content with that camera. Love the Pocket 3. I'm honestly a Pocket 3 fan. And obviously I own the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and I've done more or less the same thing with it. Long story short, I'll give y'all a little backstory. So a while back, the DJI Osmo Nano was just popping off online, and that was just the hottest camera at the time. A couple of my buddies had it, and they were really, really trying to urge me to get it. They were like, man, you got to get the Nano. The Nano is so sick. Nano. And at the time, I just didn't end up picking up the Nano. It looked fun, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't really seem like it was a camera that really popped for me, right? And what that led me to do was, I decided I was going to try and vlog with another camera, because everybody else is having fun vlogging with the Nano. I want to have some fun too, right? And at that time, I had just picked up the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So I decided, okay, this thing has a good camera on it as well. It's the latest model, so it's supposed to be the best cameras for the iPhone at this time. Let's give this thing a try. Let's see how it turns out. And from there, it pretty much was just like any other camera. You start using it in your day-to-day. I did a couple vlogs just at home or around the house or with family with it and stuff like that. I took it on a couple trips, so I really got a chance to see what it's like in a daily workflow versus a travel workflow. Yeah, this last trip to Vegas, I was in Vegas for work. When you're traveling for work as a videographer, especially if you're doing something as big as a conference, you're traveling with a lot of gear. I had a huge check bag for all my tripods and my light stands and all that stuff. So I don't really have that much room or freedom or ease to be vlogging while I'm doing that. I'm trying to keep track of all my stuff. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, hands down, it stood out so much to me as such a convenient travel vlogging camera, or just in the moment vlogging camera. It's kind of I was talking to my buddy Chris, and he just has a way with words of how to describe things, how to formulate things, how to translate them. And he was saying it's kind of the new Swiss Army knife of cameras. And I totally agree with that sentiment. I've got maybe 2-3 vlogs of my trip to Vegas and stuff like that. So y'all will be seeing those drop on the channel soon. And you'll see different shots of me vlogging in the airport while I'm rolling around my suitcase, or vlogging while I head to a coffee shop, or just going through the day to day. And there is not a single shot that I missed that I wanted to capture with the iPhone. Now, this of course popped into my head. What if I was vlogging with another camera, right? And the closest camera I could think of that matched the iPhone in terms of use case, in terms of quality, in terms of just that slot in where it fits in a camera ecosystem, was the Pocket 3. So I started thinking, as I'm walking from my plane that just landed in, not LAX, in Harry Reid National Airport or whatever, I was sitting there and I was like, man, if I had to use the Pocket 3, if I didn't have this phone with the new features on it and all that stuff that makes it more vlog friendly, I don't think I would have gotten those things. I feel like it would have been much more of a hassle. I feel like I would have had to think a lot more about it. I feel like I would have had to kind of limit my shots or like at least plan them a little differently. Whereas with the iPhone, like I didn't have to do that. I was way more free to like just create. Like I could just whip it out my pocket and like boom, I was filming, you know? So yeah, like that kind of leads us into like the second part of this, which is like the main reasons overall. First one is quality. The quality of the iPhone, especially this 17 Pro Max, like really, I think anything within like a 2 to 3 lineup range behind it, like maybe down to like the 14 Pro, but definitely like the 16 and the 17 Pro Max, the quality's up there, man. Quality is super good, especially if you know how to use Apple Log and if you know like what camera lenses to use, like the 2x or the 0.5 or the 8x or whatever. If you know which one of those to use at what times, it's actually really, really, really solid. This is the first time that I actually considered an iPhone like a camera in my camera lineup, as opposed to like, oh, it's just my smartphone with a camera type thing. So quality is number one. The biggest elephant in the room for me is the new front camera vlog mode. So long story short, Apple, I think, put a square sensor in the front camera of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And what that allows the camera to do is crop differently when it's shooting for you, right? So they essentially made it so that now the front camera has the ability to do 16:9, and it's what everybody's calling the vlog mode on the camera. To me, like at first I was like, oh, like this is another marketing gimmick type thing. Like they're trying to like, you know, do another version of the side camera button type thing. But if you look at it, like that's essentially what it looks like, right? Now, I tried it, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, like I was a little skeptical. But then once I kept trying it and once I kept using it, it is such a nice feature to have included in the iPhone, and it makes it so much more enjoyable to use, especially for if I am trying to vlog or capture content and stuff like that. There's a couple nuances here that I'll jump into maybe at the end of the vlogcast that I wish that they would either update in, you know, a firmware or software update or something like that, but you get the point. The vlog mode is definitely a very attractive new feature in making this camera kind of a Pocket 3 killer. So that's number two. The convenience and the ease of use is, again, one of the biggest ones on my list because like I was saying, when I was going through the airport and when I was getting all those shots and I'm juggling all my bags and stuff like that, I don't really have that much freedom or any free hands to be digging in my pocket, getting out the Pocket 3. You know, you got to take the little case off the front of the camera. Then I got to wait for the gimbal to boot up. And the gimbal itself is like a whole nother thing that I have to look after because the gimbal's fragile. So while I'm doing this, I don't want to like bump into anything or, you know, like put the gimbal in any danger of being damaged or broken. And then if I do reach a spot where it's like, oh, okay, I have to put the camera away real quick, or, you know, I got to dig in my pocket for my wallet, whatever. Now I have to turn the camera down and like, it's this whole like process that like in hindsight, when you're vlogging with the Pocket 3, it doesn't really like seem like it would affect your vlogging that much. But when you're in certain situations, you start to notice just how much of like a hindrance that can become, and that starts to add up. So the convenience and ease of use for the iPhone is, in my opinion, borderline like a 10 out of 10. You literally always have your phone on you. Like it's basically an essential now in this day and age. On top of that, the phone is handheld size, so it's not like I have to vlog like this, you know, to be able to access a 16:9. I can hold it very comfortably in my hand, just like this. And then on top of that, it's something that I can operate with one hand still. You know, like you can do that with the Pocket 3 as well, but you would want to take that into consideration with like, okay, like, well, if I can hold this, but I got to use both hands to do it, then that kind of knocks down the convenience. Not the case. I was literally running through the airport, just getting whatever I wanted. I was starting and stopping and flipping and like everything with just one thumb. So that was another huge thing. And then the cherry on top of like all this stuff for me right now was definitely the workflow that comes with using the iPhone. Okay. The workflow is obviously like a hand-in-hand thing. Like I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. You basically have a computer built into your camera. So not only can I do all of my vlogging, my filming, my content creation, all that stuff directly from my phone with one hand and with one thumb controlling everything, I can then immediately take that stuff and put it straight into the editing room, straight into CapCut, straight into TikTok or YouTube Shorts or LumaFusion or whatever I want to do with it, Lightroom, and make my content like almost seamlessly. And then on top of that, I don't even have to send it anywhere. Once it's done, I just save it, export it from the app, and then literally upload it straight from my phone. So huge convenience and ease of use factor in the workflow. It makes the entire process literally seamless. So all of those things were the reasons that were like stocking up in my head that I'm like taking note of, that I was like, oh man, like, again, if this was Pocket 3, man, like, I'd have to worry about the gimbal. It would definitely be some more fumbling around to get this thing up and usable for how I was filming, going to the airport and doing all that stuff. And to be fair, it wasn't just this trip. I took it on a trip to Brazil as well, and I loved using the Pocket 3 in Brazil, but I will admit, I do remember running into similar circumstances. So it's just traveling and moving with the camera in general. Unless you have a little bit more time to take the camera out and set up those shots, like, it's going to slow you down a bit. So, like I said, ease of use, the quality for me, definitely, like, Pocket 3 does definitely have the edge in quality for sure. I will give it that there, especially when it comes to the front-facing camera. You do have a little bit more of a sharper image, but when I'm looking at the quality side by side and I'm taking into account the other factors in there, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's really worth it, in my opinion, and for my personal use case, to have that extra bump in quality in exchange for everything else that the iPhone brings to the table. And then, like I said, like, just the convenience, the workflow, the ease of use of being able to film on the iPhone, whatever I want to do, capture on the iPhone, do all that stuff, and then immediately just drop it into whatever app I want to do. If I don't have the app, I can literally go straight onto the App Store and find whatever app I want to use, and then just tune my stuff up and send it straight to YouTube or TikTok or whatever I'm uploading to, all within the same device. Is just, it's unbeatable in my opinion. Because with Pocket 3, again, I'd have to turn on the Bluetooth, I'd have to connect to the app, I'd have to download the different clips that I want to do. I could edit in app, but I'm gonna be honest, the DJI Mimo app is not my favorite for editing, so I usually will, like I said, download, put it in another app or something like that. Like, you're adding extra steps. So yeah, with that, I guess we will round that off and end this vlogcast here. So like I said at the beginning, the main question of today: is the iPhone 17 Pro Max a Pocket 3 killer? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Feel free to share your fullest or your shortest opinions. And yeah, let me know which side or which team you're on, if you're team Pocket 3 or if you're team iPhone Pro Max. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. I hope that today's topic is, like I mentioned, a fun one for you, and it gets your brain moving and thinking of like, like, maybe I do want to like upgrade to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, or nah, screw that, I'm team Pocket 3, whatever it is. Like I said, drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.